Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I said I'd do this eventually, and I need to do it anyway, so I figured I'd show you guys the process that I go to make it. So, yeah. Just follow the steps, and feel free to ask any questions. It should be relatively simple. I've done this hundreds of times already. So you want to go to Program Files, you want to find your medieval file, which will be somewhere inside your Sega. Or if you're with Steam for your version of medieval, just go through Steam, and then you go through Steam Apps, Common, and you'll find your medieval file here. But for the purposes of this, and the fact that I've got the disc version of the game, you go through Sega, click on your medieval file, and then you want to go into mods. I've got multiple different mods in the same file here because they're all separate mods. We will be editing my own War of Conquest mod that I'm working on, so we'll do this. I need to add it anyway, so I figured I'd record it and show you guys. So yeah, go into Data. First things first, you want to go to Text. And you want to scroll down until you reach the Export Ancillaries file here. Double click. Now, this will change varying on what mod you're using, but generally the concept of it is the same idea. What you want to do is go into here and find a trait that is similar, not trait, but you know what I mean. Find something that is relatively similar to your own, simply copy and paste it, and then change the details as I'm about to do now. So the weapon that the thing that we're going to be doing is a sword. So we'll scroll down to swords that are already in this mod, which should be somewhere down here. They're usually around the bottom. There they are. See, these are some swords and items that I've already added. The dragons for Rhaegar and everything. It doesn't have to be weapons. This generally works for any kind of thing that you want to add. I just tend to put them in this section here. So yeah, let's take one that we've already done, for instance, Blackfire. So just copy and paste a thing that's already done that's kind of similar to yours. It doesn't have to be. But generally, you want these 3 lines of text right here. So you want to change all of this stuff to whatever the hell you want to call your particular one. In this case, Longclaw for House Mormont. Now the second one, outside of the this is going to be the actual name of the trait, and the one that's next to this on the first line is going to be the title that will show up in the game. So you might want to give this a capital at the beginning. I'll change the description later, but just to show you guys what we do. Longclaw, space between that. Longclaw is the sword of Jon Snow. It isn't for the particular mod that I'm doing right now, but we'll change the description later as it needs to be. Hit points you can change, and the effects of the axes you can change to whatever the hell you like. Just simply scroll down to a different one and pick whatever stats you like, and edit it accordingly. So yeah. Remember, before we do that, make sure you delete all of these and change it to the same trait above. See, not like that, because I just spelt long wrong. I spelt long wrong again. An example of what not to do. This single fucking spelling mistake can go horribly wrong and the game will crash. So you need to make sure you do everything right. Longclaw, 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 and everything else. So you can save this now. You can pretty much close this, you don't really need it open. Now, here's an important thing. Make sure to delete this file here. Whenever you edit anything inside a text file, make sure to delete the strings file next to it. The strings.bin file. Make sure you delete this. What this does is pretty much makes a clean slate so that the game can load it properly. Otherwise, you might get a few problems down the line that you just don't want. So, make sure to delete the string file of the file that you've edited every time that you edit it. I didn't mention it in the previous one, just because I didn't know about then, and I had some horrible problems, so yeah, do that. So, after you've edited the text file, it's not done yet, you want to go back to Data, and you want to scroll down until you find this file here. Now you want to open up this. Once again, find the same general area that you've placed it in the text file. For instance, mine is down here with the rest of the swords and the items. Here we go, swords and items. And at the top should be my general stuff I added before. We'll copy and paste the Blackfire one that I copied last time. just so we have a decent fucking starting point to go from. You want to copy and paste here, space between all of it and the top of the title as well. You just want to change the name here to the name that you changed it to before, so Longclaw in this example. The image will be the image of the thing, which will have TGA next to it, but still just Longclaw. The image name doesn't have to be the same as the trait, it just needs to be something that you can remember and stick next to the characters. So, description, Longclaw, and description again, Longclaw. Now make sure next to the effects and the stats that it gives inside the text file and inside this file needs to be exactly the same. So inside the text file I've got +5 hit points, and this needs to be +5 hit points. I don't know whether or not it will cause a game to crash. It might just simply be a bit confusing. Best to just keep them exactly the same for safety purposes. So, you've done that. You can save this. Remember that you saved the image as a Longclaw and whatever the hell you saved it as, and the trait name as well, or Angus's name, whatever you want to call it. So, you can exit this. There is no string file for anything around here. It's just for text files. So, with that already added, you can now go to, yeah, you're still in data. You want to go to UI and Ancillaries. Now, to add a custom Ancillaries, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I can't even pronounce the thing that I'm doing a guide on. Hilarious. Anyway, you want to open a image editing thingy. I use Orbio Photoshop, but generally you can use anything that's decent. I think GIMP is a okay software that's free, so it works the same general way. Okay, so you want to download whatever image you want from the internet or wherever the hell you want to get it from. I've already downloaded Longclaw. It's technically not completely correct, but yeah. Now, the easiest way to find out what kind of size you want for this is to simply, you know, grab one that's already made. I'm doing this because I forgot what size you meant to put them. But just go to image size on that, so 33 and 41 for the axes. So then you just go to image and 33, 41. Now you want to save this as a TGA file, otherwise it won't work. And remember that you named it Longclaw, or whatever the hell you named it. So make sure you get the name of the file the same name, and that you you know, put the thing I mentioned earlier. So Longclaw, very important, 24-bit/pixel. Otherwise, if you go 32-bit, you'll have problems, and 16-bit you'll have problems. So right in the middle. I've experimented with that before. So you can close that now, really. Keep this file open. Now you want to grab the edited file that you've got here with a TGA for the portrait that you just did. Drag it over into this file. Make sure it's in there. Remember Longclaw or whatever you named yours. So you can close the download file now. All you want to do is go back to data. Now, it's already in the game. The Axies is already in the game. All you have to do is follow this path, campaign, Imperial campaign, go to extract, and find the character that you want to give it to. Mine is a Mormont for House Stark. We just need to find House Stark, which should be somewhere around here. There's House Stark, the Winterfell. Scrolling down, scrolling down. We're looking for Mormont. There he is. Bear Keep. And Longclaw. Now, the important thing for these Axies, they don't have capitals. No capitals whatsoever. And no letters next to them. Always separate them with a comma and thingamajig there. And that's pretty much it. So, guys, yeah, assuming that you followed all that correctly, it will be in the game, generally. You just have to save the distract file. And that's completely it. It is in the game, and it should be on your character. This should work in theory with any mod, and generally with anything along the lines. If you have any problems, it is generally because you've done something wrong. I'm not saying that to be an asshole, but even the slightest, tiniest fucking mistake can cause the entire thing to just not work. So make sure you triple check everything that you do. Even if it's accidentally misspelling something, or accidentally not putting a fucking comma when it's supposed to be, or whatever. The tiniest thing can screw up everything. Also, make sure you delete the string files, because that can cause problems as well. It doesn't have to be just swords. As you saw in the text file, I made the dragons for Aegon in there as well. But it should work for any item, really, because you can change the name and description to whatever the hell you like, as well as the portrait. So it doesn't really matter too much where you place it or what kind of thing there is. There are other types of ones that you can make, but that's the most simple and easiest one to make that I've found. So yeah. Yeah, guys, if you have any problems or anything, once again, triple check before you ask me, but do feel free to ask, and I'll try and talk you through it and help out as much as I can. It's kind of hard to help people with this, because if you get something wrong, I can't see your game files, I don't know what you've done, I can't see what you've done, all I can have is your explanations of it and stuff. So sometimes I'll be able to help you, but sometimes it might be a little bit difficult without actually being able to see your computer and your files. So I'll do my best. So guys, I hope this has helped out. That is all for now. I'll leave annotations on the top right hand sides and left hand sides and shit all over the screen generally, leading to other guides that I've already done for custom characters and stuff. Remember, when you edit anything inside the text files, delete the string file for your original file. Delete the fucking string files, okay? String files, evil. Bad string files. Just delete them, they're horrible. Yeah, that's all for now. So, I've hooked this up. Soul out.